Alright everyone, I'm back with a little bit of food for my hungry stomach. And I apologize if there are some brief pauses, because, I do have to eat every once in a while. So, let's keep moving. I just want to take this unit out real quick. Okay. And then move these guys towards Laventa. Just overpower my enemy with sheer artillery spam is really all I'm doing here. See, I might need to maintain some units in San Lorenzo here, because otherwise they'll just walk right back in. So I'm going to move them back. Keep moving forward with these units. Go after Garama. Could probably take Lulaban here as well. So let's just march right in there. Okay, they have a chariot. Oh yes, exactly what I'm scared of. A chariot. Alright. Just make use of high ground here. There's nothing special going on in this fight. Basically, you just have to hope that they don't do enough damage to kill my units by suiciding their own. There has been a slight reduction in, what's it called? In, like, the minimum damage that you can do to units. So, it used to be 5 to 25, and it's now 5 to 20, I believe. Assuming that patch got pushed out and I'm not going crazy. That might be on the beta branch. But, in either case, that's a good change, but I do still think there's a little too much variance in terms of how much damage low-tier units do to high-tier units, and a little too much variance in damage in general. Like, there can be a massive difference. Like, sometimes you'll do 10 damage, and sometimes you'll do 30 damage. And that makes a big difference to combat sometimes, how random that is. Okay, they're not going to come get me. So I have to go find them. There they are. Alright. They're just parked in San Lorenzo for now. And what can I work on here? Nuclear plants. Might be a good idea to get a navy. Let's see. You'd one more turn on aerial warfare, and then I can get my aluminum. Merchant Star. Making 13k per turn now, which is very nice. Okay, I do have my 3 aluminum, but I want as many as possible. Anything else? I don't think so. I really got lucky with some of my late game strategic spawns. Guess that's what I get for getting through the early game in this game. And they don't have any reinforcements, okay. Let's put all my artillery up on the high ground here. That all works. Alright. Just delete some people with the Gatling elephant. I'm not even going to be able to make use of all of these, really. Just have to end the round and wait for them to show up again. They might kill themselves, though, so that would be convenient. Okay, still can't see anything. They'll come defend their flag. Okay. This is definitely a city that I want to pillage. I have no interest in keeping this. 4 population, just a total random assortment of quarters. I do have much lower fame in this game than I would typically have at this point, but it's just going to be a lower fame game. I'm fine with that. Sometimes you just have to savor the victories And this is one of those games. I'm definitely going to win at this point. There's no way blue catches up, or any of the other players for that matter. What's that? Okay. So they do have a fairly dangerous set of reinforcements coming in here. So this will be, I have to pay a little more attention this battle. I don't think I can actually get there and block them. No. Alright. So what we want to do is start punching into the city here. Now they're very resistant to artillery fire this time around. Then we can just climb right up onto the flag. And I think these guys should be enough to take these draftees out. Very nice. I want to conserve this guy to shoot at him because he's the only one that can do so, and he's in the city. And then hopefully we can finish him with artillery. I also want to move some guys up here as blockers, get off the river. Because when these guys come in, I don't want them shooting at my units that are on the river. Do I have reinforcements? I do. Just move these guys up along this way. Oh, interesting. Where are those guys? Is that this one right here? No. So I have... Ha. So I can use these two artillery, who are currently just hanging out. They're too far away. Never mind. I was thinking I could shoot into the battle zone here, but I'm a little too far away to do that. No problem. Let's take those guys out. And hopefully take out those draftees as well. Okay. Solid opening round. They'll bring in their reinforcements. They still have warriors, my god. Those must have been units they got when they took over Garama. They must have been just some random pieces running around. Wow, they took a lot of damage there. Oh, cuirassiers. Okay. Yeah, cuirassiers are very dangerous on an open field. You don't want to mess with them. The one benefit to this, though, is that because they can't suicide the draftees into it, these guys will end up surviving, even at low health. Because they can't attack me with multiple units, because they're blocking themselves. Okay, let's retreat here. And that'll open me up to shoot them. I still don't want to die. There we go. And yeah, we needed a unit right here to enable this guy to, oh, he still can't retreat because of the river. So what you can do instead is get him into the walls here. And let's eliminate any threats to losing that particular guy. Okay. Just have 2 line infantry left. Want to eliminate this guy. I think he should be able to enter the city, so I might lose him. Nope, okay. So because they're defending, right, it's their own city, cavalry can enter the city freely, but he attacked a different target, so all good there. Alright, there's Laventa. How's my militarist stars looking? Yeah, easy peasy on those. Got them right away. Okay, fusion test. Yeah, I can drop that right in there. I'm just going to buy out that mine, put you on the fusion test. Just buy out all those, fusion test. Buy that out, fusion test. That looks good. What do I want after that? Still need a sock exchange in here. And in knock, let's reprioritize onto science. 17 science per researcher, not bad at all. And Babylon, let's see, you can work on the Sydney Opera House after that. Though I may need some, I think there's one more project I have to do. Okay, and now what we want to do is, I don't really need guardians. And ironically, so this +1 science on regular district means I'm going to research text faster. And I want to slow the game down a little bit so I can get some of these projects. So the, what's this called? The space station and the satellites. That I need time to build those. Okay. They've already lost the war. I've taken over like all their stuff. Paris, huh? Okay. What do I want this time? Oh, I have a claim on almost everything. Yeah, I can just take all their stuff and get a massive reparation. I can't take Paris this time. I can't force them to be a vassal either. I don't have enough war score for that. But there, I took all their stuff. I'm at 14 out of 8 cities. Kind of wish I were the Achaemenids right now. Now I can go down here and take out this city as well and end my war with the Persians, hopefully. So let's start that assault. Okay, they're selling. You should all be in the back. There we go. Okay, that's fine. And what we want to do is start just pillaging some of these smaller cities or absorbing. 12.7k to absorb. Yeah, there's only 2 population in here, so I'm going to pillage that, because all you really lose is population and any infrastructure. So if this had infrastructure that isn't in La Venta, then you would gain it when you absorb the city. But La Venta is a fairly well-developed city, so I'm not worried about that. Wow, that absorption cost is enormous. Wow, there's Angkor Wat in here? What, 2? Jeez. I think I'm going to pillage Athens here. It's much less well-developed. I do lose a lot of pop, but it's fine. Trade luxury? Sure. Non-aggression pact with the Mughals. They're like at the bottom of the charts. Yeah, I'm fine with a nap with you. I'm going to position these guys over here. My next target is basically going overseas, right? If I need to continue to expand, which I do. I need 4 more territories. See, La Venta. Yeah, I'm pillaging that one. I'll need some more military units in order to pillage stuff. Okay. So, ICBM test. I have built on a lot of land, so it might be a little difficult to get this placed. That is unexplored. So if I send a unit up that way, I'm just going to buy a relatively speedy unit here. Dragoons. So if I send a unit up that way, I think I can get the ICBM test in that area. Apparently, oh, I have, okay, so I do have Christ the Redemptor. Or Christ the Redeemer, combining my various languages there. Let's get you working on Sydney for a couple turns while I get access to somewhere to build the ICBM test. Okay, this doesn't matter what you build, just put production into something. You can build another Congress for some more money. I have a lot of spots to build this. There we go. Okay, and here. Right there looks good. No, not on the train station, please. Right there. The thing likes to recommend you replace your train station. It does that all the time. And I'm obviously not a big fan of that. Okay, so we're kind of at the point of the game where I'm just like spamming stuff in my cities, right? So I can advance to the next turn. Okay, so they killed one of my line infantry by just suiciding men into it, which drives me absolutely crazy. I'm sure you guys have seen enough of that at this point. You've heard my complaining. Let's take those guys out. There's some crossbows lurking around somewhere. There they are. Should do it. Okay. Grama, time to pillage you. Ah, they have a city down here. So maybe New World is on, or there's just, I don't know. Maybe they don't have a city down there. Hard to say. Alright. Much rather have Byblos, but if I can take everything, then I'm going to do that. Alright. So I'm going to be in a massive influence deficit here. I can also claim a wonder. I'm going to go ahead and someone... Oh, right. I'm building that already, because it was claimed by someone and then I stole it from them. So I'm just going to go ahead and claim the last wonder. It's not that expensive. We'll just plonk a new outpost down there. Then we can get our attachment game going. Okay, space station. Right in there. Babylon, you can work on that as well. Wow, look at all these things I can build. Let's work on Big Ben. And, let's see. This city deserves the Empire State Building for its contribution to building my wealth. So put it in there. We'll have this city help with it. I want to keep this city. I really want to ensure I still have a lot of influence, so I'm more than happy to pillage a bunch of cities here to retain influence generation. I think I can pillage this. It's not that important, really. Okay. Wow, that absorbed cost is insane. I don't think I could take attaching these two, though. Like, there's too many districts in here. But let's go ahead and get these. Is that the entire continent? No. Still have that territory right there. You do get a little fame for securing your entire continent. I don't know if, like, this island right here is considered part of my continent or not. Okay. And you can work on Big Ben, I guess. Yeah. Okay, city micromanagement. It's a little tedious at this point in the game. It does come on a lot, like the tedium comes a lot later than it does in Civilization, I feel like, though. So at least I have that going for me. Oh no, can I not fit that in here? Or is... Oh, that stupid tile right there is not explored. Okay, so we'll send my units out onto the water. So let's send these guys up this way. I want my giant blob of artillery to stay together in case I decide I want to go to war with another player over there. I need 3 more for my expansionist stars. Okay, cities. Lunar lander. Actually, can this fit in here? No, not quite. Okay, so we'll put the lunar lander in here. And cities, lunar lander there, and lunar lander there, and there, and there. Yeah, gonna take more than 1 turn. We'll swap you. And there we go. Okay, let's get that area explored. I think that might be Fog of War right now as well. Let's see. ICBM test. Nope. Okay, there we go. So, let's get that. I'm gonna clump a bunch of guys up over here. We'll take out Tenochtitlan in the not too distant future. Maybe I should pillage Byblos, to be honest. I mean, I know Big Ben is in there, so I'll want to attach it to another city. But I am well over my city cap at the moment. Let's see, what is it? Is it World Wide Web that gives me city cap? I don't remember. Suburbs? I know there's a tech in here that gives me city cap, and I can't remember which one it is for the life of me. Unless I already researched it and didn't notice. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was changed, or I'm misremembering something. Which is a real possibility. I do misremember things. Well, let's go for amphibious warfare so I can upgrade my GIs. Or rifles, I should say. They're not really GIs. I'm not the Americans. And World Wide Web would be decent. Gives me a lot of stability. And actually, World Wide Web would allow me to attach Byblos, I think, once I get that stability benefit. So I'm going to go over and start pillaging Byblos. Leventa, I don't have enough influence to attach there. Alright. Hey, 10 idle cities. ICBM test, ICBM test, ICBM test. Okay, that should do it for the ICBM. And let's work on Christ the Redeemer. Okay, bajillion notifications. And here we go, pillage Byblos. Okay, you can come back. I should really get a little navy. How much industry do I have here? Not a ton, but seems like it's enough to at least get a little bit of a navy going. Let's move some people onto industry. And honestly, I could buy out like the nuclear reactor or nuclear plant and the high furnace, and that'll get my industry up a little bit. Do I have a thing that reduce industry cost? No. I'll buy the school there. Then I can build a few ironclads. Okay. Mars colony. Dump it right in there. Mars colony, Mars colony, Mars colony, Mars colony. Alright, so that'll take a couple turns, which is fine. Alright, line infantry. Time to upgrade to your final form. Go and plop down that outpost there. And let's see if I can handle that stability. Boop! Alright, no problem. I don't care about this guy. I'm going to go ahead and just disband him. Doesn't matter. I was just using him to explore. And another thing I need to consider as well is perhaps getting a nuclear arsenal for a little bit of fame. Could always just try to delete Paris. Ah, La Venta is... I see. Okay, I see what's going on there. I'm gonna... Let me think about this. That is more industry. I'm gonna detach right here. And attach that to San Lorenzo. And what I'm going to do in San Lorenzo is first get a nuclear plant. Then I'm going to get a missile silo. And I'm also going to get an aerodrome. Then I can just nuke Paris off the face of the Earth later. Okay, geosynchronous satellite. Let's plop it out there. That looks good. And I have enough to upgrade all those guys. And these guys as well. Okay, what's everyone else working on? Yeah, you can work on Christ the Redeemer. And over here, let's get our nuclear plant. And then I can actually work on a symposium here. The first person to complete a symposium gets, I believe it's 50 fame. So it is worth picking up. Just for a little fame boost. And I don't really need anything here. I'll grab the nuclear plant. Should probably pillage this city, to be honest. It's only one territory. I can just attach it to another city. Let's do that. Yes, I'm losing population, but I want my influence generation so I can get my aesthete stars. Sidon's kind of the same story here. Alright, next up. That extra influence on May Plaza is definitely worth it for me. I'm gonna grab that, and then probably go for renewable energy. Empire State Building, etc., etc. Okay. So getting my stuff more in line. My influence and city cap. Build a few more ironclads. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to send these guys all the way up to Sidon. Just gonna take a little bit. And need a polar satellite next. Let's regroup over here. Okay. Should really be spawning these guys over here. Grab one more. They will produce very quickly. And down in San Lorenzo, I'll probably buy out that nuclear reactor on the next turn. Okay. Now in Babylon, let's add in a little bit of money generation with the Congress. I'll probably... Okay, I don't quite one turn all those. Okay, let's get our nuclear plant here. Let's get our nuclear plant here. Just adding things that'll add some turns. This might be a little bit of a longer episode. It's going to take a little bit of time to finish, just because of how many cities I'm having to manage right now. Could get helicopters. I don't use helicopters very much, but I want renewable energy. There's a competitive deed associated with renewable energy. And now we can start working on the last satellite thing here. Everyone's just hanging out. Okay, just wait there. Yep, you can wait there. What's this look like? Yeah, we can just go right in on Harappa if we want. Add some more money generation. No, don't replace that. Okay, it's fine as it is. And then we can work on some other stuff. Just trying to eat up time with my production queues. Doesn't really matter too much what we're building. Okay. Satellite network here. Satellite network there. All right. Billion notifications. Let's take a look at our era stars. Okay. Yeah, definitely Influence is the one we're lagging behind on the most. What I'm going to do is start doing these festivals and adding commons quarters. I'm going to do some real AI nonsense here. Okay, I'm going to start heading down this way. And San Lorenzo, buy that nuclear plant, just buy all that stuff. Then we can grab, we'll go for a nuclear, or a thermonuclear right there. Take 8 turns, so it'll be a bit. I'll ultimately buy that out, I suspect. Get some more money in here, more influence. Yeah, just add some stuff. That takes time to build. I'm going to go ahead and just buy or build a bunch of bombers in there. I will be able to make some use of them eventually. Okay, sight on. Okay, renewable energy, which gives me stuff I can add into construction queues. Really want this last expansion to star if I can manage to get it. Should be looking at where it's cheapest to attach these things, really. Who's paying the least amount to attach territories? Okay. Yeah, we can just attach that right there. It was attached at a previous point, so that's why it's not counting towards my expansion of stars. And add the solar and wind stuff in here. Here we can do the same. I already have that. Which, hold on. I have free arts already. So why am I getting this choice? That's bizarre. Okay, next up, you could go for computing to get guardians. At this point, I've built all the projects, so it's just a matter of getting the era stars and getting to the end of the tree. Okay, finish the symposium for some extra era score. Harappa's up here. I don't know why I'm heading down in this direction. But I can at least get onto the land. Okay. No, I'm not giving you my luxuries. I know you're behind in the game, but I really have no incentive to do that. Right, I did not place an outpost down here yet. There we go. Go ahead and attach that. Okay, starting to build some bombers there that I probably don't need. I have some oil I didn't know I had. You can queue those up, and here you can do the same, and then continue with my commons quarter spam. All right. And then we are Is there anything else that gives me more influence? I don't think there is. You can go for Space Orbital. Ah, that's where it is. +3 city cap. I thought it was earlier in the tree than that. Don't worry, green player. I am definitely not going to be invading you. Okay, let's attach here. Yeah, still at 47. Because these were all previously attached, so they're not actually increasing my my expansionist score. So it'll be easier for me to just go take other stuff. And give me just a second, I'm going to put a real quick cut here so I can go deal with something, and I'll be right back. Hey everyone. Alright, it's time to wrap this up. I accidentally moved some units before I started recording, so they were over here, and I moved them over here. Not that big of a deal. I'm sure you all can keep up with a little bit of displacement of units between that cut there. So, let's see. Yeah, I can declare war on them soon. If I knock out Tenochtitlan, that's it for them. So, I'm going to declare war on them next turn, I think. We'll just sandwich them from both sides. Make use of some bombers to do a lot of damage. Okay, and as far as cities go, let's get all my green energy stuff and then just work on, you know, whatever it is they're working on. Let's see. Could also get some commons quarters. Just spam a bunch of these to try to get at least one aesthete star. But I don't think that's going to happen. I'll get my first one, but I don't know if I'll get anything beyond that. Okay. Just put commons quarters everywhere. I have more than enough money at this point, more than enough production and science and all that stuff. Just a matter of pumping up these influence numbers here as much as I can. It's the only thing I'm really struggling with. I have not taken an aesthete the entire game, or really anything that helps me all that much in terms of influence generation. There are a couple, you know, quarters here and there that do provide a little bit of extra influence, but nothing major. Alright. So, there's still a subject, so I have to declare war on the Overlord. Kind of shocked, to be honest, that there's still a subject. I'm going to buy out that nuclear weapon and just get to work on a couple things there. No, we don't need to trade with anyone at this point. So, no, they have machine guns. We are going to, sure, we'll just make that demand. And we're just going to go ahead and surprise war here. Let's get everyone landed. The artillery are really the most important part of this army. And once I take this city, I'll be able to upgrade these units into the Guardians, which is the emblematic units for the Chinese. No, I don't want a white piece, thank you very much. Okay, they're just hanging out. And you're waiting around as well. Okay, knock. Gonna go for the good old quarter spam here. Build a bunch of these all around. And finally connect these cities up. There we go. That'll keep it busy a few turns. Go for exosuit. And I think we'll do that. That'll give us some extra military or combat strength and some land movement speed. So you can take over stuff faster. Alright. And now we roll in and siege this guy down. Okay. Ooh, they have conscripts. And a bunch of these Haudenosaunee emblematic units. Alright. So, artillery in back. I'd prefer to not lose any of those. I can't place a unit there, even though it's in my deployment zone, which is a little strange. Okay, put all my infantry in the front. Let's try to cut them off on this side as well. And there we go. Let's see how they do. I wish them luck. Not too much luck, though. Just a little bit of luck. Okay, I'm going to let that combat play out, because that's going to take a bit with all the units that I have there. 1,100 science from, like, barely anything in the city, really. Now, I could build units if I want. I think, let's see, let's build the festival and keep going on these commons quarters. This is where the Italians would have been nice. Being able to build a ton of these to get influence. But at the same time, it would also not be nice because then I'd be building them much faster. So my queue would empty very quickly. Okay, so time for ironclads. Go after these machine guns in the back. There we go. I can start plinking at these frontline units here as well. They really didn't do anything to me. I wonder where all their other units are. Like, how big is this battlefield? Like, it's pretty massive. And the other units have stealth, so I can't see them. I kind of have to wait for them to show up and start attacking me. Okay. Shoot him there. Let's get up onto high ground. Those units are quite a bit more resilient. But not resilient enough. Imagine getting bombarded by this much artillery. It's no wonder people have PTSD from conflict. Among many other things, of course. Okay. So one thing that's weird about stealth, if you move next to a stealth unit and reveal it on the move, even if you know it's there, you can't attack with your unit. Which I find very bizarre. Like right there. See, I can't attack with him, even though he has not fired yet. Okay, that'll do it for my turn. I don't have that many units left. Thankfully, they're moving all their stealth units directly up adjacent to mine, so I'll be able to see them. That one turned invisible, but I can still shoot him. Okay. Take out those guys. And what do we have left? These conscripts up here. Let's get in the city and shoot them. Then some of these are a little too far away. Just bombard the absolute snot out of these guys. They have soldaderas still, as well as this scout cavalry that they're running around with. Definitely still very effective. See if the soldaderas show up. There they are. Should be an easy kill on my next turn. Whoops. Alright, and there's Harappa. Now that we are controlling this territory, it's only 51,000 gold to upgrade all this stuff. Also have an armored personnel carrier now, rather than just a random elephant participating in contemporary era warfare. Okay. I'll probably just nuke Paris, to be honest. I know it's, like, the smallest city you've ever seen. Could nuke down there. Let's see. What I can do is build a few of these smaller nukes. I'm just going to buy one out. And I'll send one at each of these administrative centers. Oh, they only have 2. Okay. Well then, I'm going to go ahead and save right here, just in case something breaks. Can I use that the turn I purchased it? No, I have to wait a turn. We'll just go ahead and surprise war, and we'll drop the thermonuclear one down here. And the nuclear one... I can't nuclear strike. I'll nuclear strike Paris next turn. I guess only... You can only use... Wait, hold on. Yeah, I guess you can only use one nuke if it's in a silo at a time. I could upgrade all these to multi-rolls. Well, maybe not all of them. Okay. Yeah, they'll be in the combat zone, which means I can't use them. So I'm going to go ahead and just murder some monochords. Definitely not overkill. And then we will assault. And we will murder them from behind with Gatling elephants. Because apparently they do more damage than GIs for some reason. Or rifles, I should say. There we go. Alright. And these guys go after Mohenjo-Daro here. To see some Guardian action. And I actually haven't been able to use them in combat yet, even though I've picked the Chinese a few times. I've just had other priorities the other times I've picked the Chinese. So it'll be cool to see their effects. Let's see. Yeah, I can one turn all this stuff, which is insane. Okay, let's just queue up some things. And end the turn. Hey, here goes my first nuke. Okay, and second one right there. So that'll trigger next turn. I don't have time to conquer that. I've got better things to do. I don't need all these rifles here. I'm going to send them over this way. Yeah, I'm going to let them finish moving, because otherwise they'll get caught up in the combat zone. Okay. They're attacking me for AI reasons. Interesting, they look like giant Like, I don't know. It's like they have giant tubes of toothpaste attached to them. That's what it reminds me of. Man, the Ottomans with these would be amazing. 71 combat strength right now is what I would have. Alright. Oh, that's kind of a cool animation. I like the little missile that it's got going. Yeah, we'll move this APC up. And doink some conscripts there. No more Sotaderas. It's fine. Bonk. Oh, they have a runner. And I don't mean that like someone running away. I mean, they literally have a runner from the ancient era. There he is. Doink. Look at how full this city is. The AI really have an aversion to attaching territories, it feels like. Like, they just build a bunch of single-tile cities. Or single territory cities. Don't really know what the deal with that is. Okay. So, tech. Let's get ready to get military laser so that we can just end the game as soon as possible when we want to do that. Let's grab power lines because it'll increase our FIMs. Might as well pick up insurrection theory and social housing. Just queue up a few things here. Yep, I already targeted that. Whoop. Goodbye, Paris. I'm sorry, any French folk watching my channel. But not that sorry, because I didn't want to deal with their stuff. We'll see if they can actually surrender now. I'm curious, because I don't think they have anything left on the map. Very strange deployment decisions here. Alright. Oops. I don't know why it keeps bringing me out of the battle interface. Like, if you, like, click on... Yeah, I don't know. There's something weird going on with that it keeps bringing you out of the interface here. Okay, I don't have any reinforcements, so... Okay, wait. Can he shoot again? Oh. It seems like I can't always do that, though, so I don't know what the trigger is for being able to do so. Seems a little broken at the moment. Okay. And yeah, we can go down here, take those conscripts out. They just have one guy remaining. We'll mop him up in a second. Might as well bombard him. Bonk. Alright. There's another victory. Yeah, their war score is just going to die very quickly. We'll take one more city here, and they should surrender on the next turn, and that'll get us our last expansionist star. Or it should, at the very least. Yeah, we can... I don't really care. We can just leave all those guys on the front line. There's no way they're killing these. They have very high combat strength, all things considered. Let's remove Duggan. Yeah, I can't get dug in on this last guy. But I can kill him anyway. I just have a bunch of random units milling around. I don't know why they deployed back here. See if these scout riders show up. Nope. I was kind of hoping they'd run into my artillery. Yeah, there's something funky with this multi-rocket bombard. Definitely not working as intended right now, because I should apparently be able to shoot twice with it. But that's just completely non-functional. Except for that one time where it appeared to work. Okay. So they'll surrender soon. Okay, let's just queue up a bunch of stuff. And same thing here. We have our builder stars already, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It's really just working on those expansionist stars. Aesthete stars. One more is a possibility, but definitely not getting two more. And once I get the expansionist stars, we'll call it good and, you know, grab the last techs and end the game. No. Okay, just gonna idle everyone now. Let's see. The French have still not surrendered. I don't think they're able to surrender. And, whoa. Excuse me. Just queue up stuff in here. Okay. None of these matter at all. Sure, we can study. Alright. Give me your stuff. I want as many territories as possible, not as many cities. Okay, that's as many territories as I can get. And now, let's see if we attach one of these here. There we go, perfect. This might not end the game anymore, we'll see. I think you might have to get every single tech now. So let's just go ahead and queue those all up. And we are just going to try to end the game as fast as possible here. We will get Statue of Liberty, because that's a little more fame. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Commons quarters. Still vying for that Aesthete star. Whoops. Interestingly, this is why I end up picking the Egyptians so often in this era, is like, you can just roll over the AI with the normal units. And there we go, that'll be the end of the game. You can just roll over the AI with normal units, and really, you know, your primary objective is just to maximize your fame. So this is a lower fame game than I would normally have, but it was a little bit more fun. It stayed interesting for a longer amount of time, I think. So I just gotta queue up some things in these last cities and then end the turn. There we go. And that's game. So I have the narrator turned off here. I'm gonna take a look at my giant mega cities. But yeah, that was an interesting game. The AI was quite a bit more competitive in terms of keeping up in science and Aerostars for a lot longer period of the game. And interestingly, it was one of the default AI personalities, which seems odd, because that personality didn't really have much in the way of bonuses compared to the bonuses that the other personas had. So I'm curious as to what allowed them to get so far ahead of the other AI. But once I broke that blue AI, it was kind of trivial for the rest of the game. Their high point was when they were the Greeks and the Byzantines, and they were using those hoplites and branching guards to pretty good effect. Thankfully, I took those Praetorians. I had the Romans in the classical, so I could deal with the hoplites pretty effectively. The Varangians were definitely scary, but they didn't have quite enough of them to overpower me. Okay, let's get through the rest of this. I'm curious what the score line looks like here. Okay, we'll go through my review here and see how I did. Definitely am going to have better eras as the game goes on. I had some fairly weak early eras. Babylon, I remember spending a lot of time in. Yeah, you can see Aesthete and Gold Stars. I'm not going to really get either of those until Industrial, I think. Yeah. Early Modern, things pick up a little bit. Then Industrial, I really break out, I think. Little bit. Still struggling on Aesthete and Gold. Obviously Contemporary, by far the best era. Look at all these competitive deeds. Curious to see what the blue players' fame accumulation was and what stars they got. So let's see. Ancients, 2 competitive deeds. Wow, that's a lot. None of the militarist or expansionist stars either. And they were the Olmecs. Interesting. Yeah, these guys got a lot of stars early in the game. Doing very well on their science as well, and keeping up on Builder. Yeah, look at that. They're getting all their scientist stars. I'm very impressed with the AI doing that, actually. Now, the French is where they just fall apart, because thanks to me. They were still going on their builders, though. Let's take a look at their science output. So you can see, so here's where I had Collective Minds turned on when I was the Jusson, I believe. Yeah, you can see how much that can break the game, turning on Collective Minds. And if I go to Industry, you can see the same thing with the Landraiser here, right? How much that can break the game. Those two things just are a little silly. But yeah, I mean, they had decent science for a lot of the early game, but they just never scale, really. They never scale up, particularly once you start, beating them up. Like the Harappans, whoever they were, I think they were the Brazilians, they have like basically a linear increase throughout the entire game, and by the time you reach the Industrial, you should be growing exponentially in terms of your outputs. And they just don't seem to do that very well. Anyway, just looking through some of the stats here, but that's the end of the series, so I hope you enjoyed this one. It was a little bit more difficult than some of my other series, so hopefully that you had some fun watching me struggle a little bit in the early eras, and next time, although there was an error getting the game set up because I had to restart the game and it defaulted back to the 2 continents, I'm hoping to get an actual Pangea run on my next game. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.